Babe of the day. Babe of the day. Heather Graham. I have always enjoyed Heather Graham in movies. I like her because she's a woman who's not afraid to be a woman. She obviously doesn't feel the need to play man-hating, butt-kicking heroines or women trying to prove themselves. That stuff gets old real quick, and audiences never really care for it in the first place. No, Heather generally plays women you want to like in movies you want to see. She was around for well over a decade before she started getting noticed on a wide scale. Her first film role was in 1984, but she did not get a big supporting part until 1988 with the comedy movie License to Drive. I have always enjoyed that movie and thought she was great in it as the teenage dream woman for Corey Haim's character. This movie was even a success, but it didn't make a name out of Heather Graham. After that, she played the young version of the mother in the comedy hit Twins, starring Arnold Schwarzenegger and Danny DeVito. Even that didn't do much. She worked quite heavily in movies, even television, through the 1990s. Many of these movies and TV shows just didn't make it, and some of them are downright obscure. In 1997, things started to change for the better. She played a role in the ensemble cast movie Boogie Nights that did very well in theaters. Then she had a part in Scream 2, the highly anticipated sequel to the horror slasher. In 1998, she got a big role as one of the leads in the movie version of Lost in Space. She was the young, but clearly not teenaged daughter Dr. Judy Robinson. Her and her mom, played by Mimi Rogers, looked real good together. This movie was a success, but it still didn't really break her out into stardom. Not like the next movie did. In 1999, Heather played the female lead in the second Austin Powers movie, The Spy Who Shagged Me. Her character of Felicity Shagwell, the sexy CIA agent, was one of the film's highlights in a movie that was great from top to bottom. It was a good, sexy, funny character that was truly memorable. As a matter of fact, I was always bummed when she wasn't seen or mentioned in the third movie. They made her extremely significant, then dropped her completely. What was up with that? After that, she played the trampy starlet Daisy in the hit comedy Bowfinger with Steve Martin and Eddie Murphy. She finally got starring roles in 2 comedies, but neither of them did well. These were Committed and Say It Isn't So. The latter has developed a bit more of a following over the years. Her next big role after this was in the movie From Hell in 2001. This was different for her. It wasn't funny at all, nor was it that sexy. It was a horror film based on the real-life mystery of Jack the Ripper. Johnny Depp was the star, and she was the leading lady. This movie did well in theaters, but I'll tell you something. It's garbage. This movie is real trash. It's long, boring, overly violent, and you don't get to see Heather Graham be Heather Graham. And Johnny Depp has done way better acting. This didn't deserve to be a hit, because both stars have done much better work. But just the same, this became a hit for her. Heather started doing more serious roles after this, intermingling them with her comedy appearances. But the comedies always went out. I think funny is a better fit for her. She had a small but memorable role in the Adam Sandler movie Anger Management in 2003. There was a string of comedy movies in which she starred or played a supporting part. Some of these were quite good, but nothing got a lot of notice until she did the first Hangover movie in 2009. This movie was a smash success, and her character of Jade, a bubbly stripper and escort, was well received. She ended up making a reappearance in The Hangover Part 3. One of the things I found interesting is when she started making family movies, and it turns out she's really good in those. She did The Flying Machine and Judy Moody and the Not Bummer Summer in 2011. Neither one of these were hits, but Judy Moody has been revalued in recent years. She was a voice in the successful Norm of the North animated film of 2016. Although Heather has continued to make movies, mostly comedies and thrillers, her work on TV probably gets her more noticed. She's had recurring roles on Scrubs, Emily's Reasons Why Not, Californication, Flaked, Angie Tribeca, Law and Order True Crime, and Bliss. She's also been in a number of TV movies. Perhaps her most popular of these are the first 3 films in the Flowers in the Attic series on Lifetime. Whether she's funny or not so funny, Heather Graham stays feminine and likable, even if she's playing really troubled characters. Surprisingly, many actresses do not have this quality. This easily qualifies her as a Babe of the Day, Babe of the Day.